Damn, it's 319 over here. Crazy, man. I mean, over here it costs a little bit more. There's another gas station right there. You know, you can get it for $2.79 over there. Yeah. Shalom. I want to start off with giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachach. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops at Great Millstone. I'm your brother, Rabbi Knapp, coming out with a lesson. Lord's will, this is edifying to the Lord's elect. As you can see, the gas prices are going up slowly but surely. You know, it's gonna eventually get to a point, man. Who knows, man? I've never seen, you know, you go to LA, they had gas prices somewhere around $7. That's the highest I ever heard. They used to paying high prices like that, but over here in the East Coast, that's unheard of. The sun in my eye. That's unheard of, man. So we're gonna be seeing times like this, man. The shit gonna cost astronomical prices. You ain't gonna be able to get shit without having you gotta be rich. And even then, you're not even gonna have too much shit because people gonna want to try to take what you got. All right, and that's what Jacob's trouble's all about. Let me start over here in the book of Matthew, chapter 24. It said, Matthew 24, in verse number 37, it says, "But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be." Yes, as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. So what were they doing during the days of Noah? That's what he's getting into. Noah was out here prophesying, you know, for years, building the ark. Nobody wanted to hear it. Nobody wanted to hear his message. Told you to repent, man. You know, they didn't want to get right. But the Lord kept putting it in his spirit to keep prophesying all the way up to the point that the flood came, they got destroyed, and he got delivered, him and his family. Matthew 24, verse 38, "For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying, giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark." So they were eating and drinking and giving into marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark, just like now. Y'all eating and drinking and giving into marriage before we get into the chariot, which is the ark. Okay, when that door gets sealed, that's it, that's a wrap. You had all the time before then to get your act together, you know, before that grace period comes. That's why the Lord tells you in Ecclesiastes, the 5th chapter, tarry not to turn to the Lord and put not off from day to day. And suddenly shall that destruction. Let me grab that again. These are precepts that you should just have in your head, man. Because that's how you get Israel to repent. But they ain't gonna, we know that the majority of Israel, they ain't gonna repent. Because they rely on Egypt to live. So if Egypt's running smoothly, they're not gonna seek the Lord, especially if you're doing good. You know, you sold out, so you got a nice little Jeep you sitting in. That's just gonna only last so much. When these gas prices go up, you ain't gonna want to drive that thing, man. You gonna be on foot. Ecclesiastes chapter 5. In verse number 7, "Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day. For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance." So in thy security, you think you're secure, you think you're safe, you think everything's all right, you think, all right, they're getting bombed in Iran, that's not gonna happen to me. But when you watch the news, you realize that Iran is officially fucking this place up. They're gonna bankrupt them militarily. So they're gonna need more money from you. You were concerned about your money going to Ukraine and Israel and all these other places. They're gonna need your money to fund this war. You might even have you mass produce bullets and shit like that. Like make a strong war effort to try to supply those munitions that he's running out of. Iran got these the Shihab drone The shit it goes from 350K to 50,000, and that's fucking Esau's $1 billion radar system up. You got $1 billion radar system that got taken out by a $35,000 drone. And he said it cost like 12 mil, something crazy, like 12 million to shoot down one of these drones. So here it is. You got a radar system that tells you, I think it said 5,000 kilometers out. You know this drone's coming to get you. And that whole time, you know, he couldn't even knock it out the sky before it hit his thing. He got to choose which how is he gonna knock it down? You know, he probably got airplanes and you know, fighter jets and shit like that trying to knock it down. You know, how you doing, man? You know, so you know, because you don't want to waste all your money knocking down these stupid ass drones out the sky. If he was smart, he would just start using that type of technology against them. But he's not efficient. Even when it comes to AI, China got that DeepSeek shit was cheaper and more efficient than ChatGPT and all that other shit. He spent mad money to get to the same level that they got for cheaper. So that's showing you the heathen are getting this smarter. Esau is he's not smart, man. That's his wisdom failing him. Is there no more wisdom in Teeman? He's supposed to be the German scientist and all that. You're supposed to have knowledge. You should be number one in AI. He want to throw billions of dollars towards shit. That throwing money towards nothing ain't gonna help you. That's the Lord showing you that his wisdom is foolish. He's giving that knowledge to the heathen, ultimately to fuck up his plans. That's why he's trying to increase. He's trying to hurry up with doing all this other shit. Trying to you know, with Claude and Anthropic. He wants Anthropic to give him 100% no. He wants fully automated weaponry. But he wants to cut you know, all the ethical guidelines. He want to get straight to the automated robot. So that already shows you that even a robot thing that he got situated, that's an illegal. This dude, you know, whole damn nigga just. I'm telling you, man, these truck drivers, man, you gotta watch out. That truck that just went this way can't even go that way. A whole fucking truck. Look at that. Almost crashed. Like, these people are dumb, man. If you ain't got the Lord, your ass will get smoked out here, man. Trucks, cars coming out of gas stations. The Lord got judgment going around. Let me finish this. Matthew chapter 24, verse 38. And knew not until the flood came and took them all away, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. So that's the same way it's going to happen in the end. They knew not until the flood came, man. That's when they knew they fucked up. And when they start giving you that alert, letting you know that, hey, those missiles are coming, you're going to know you fucked up in that time too. And all these brothers you saw on the highways and hedges, you're going to be like, damn, I wish I stopped. I wish I'd listened. I wish I repented. You're going to be fucked up. That's when your heart shall melt, like it tells you in Isaiah, the 19th chapter. You're going to know, I'm screwed, man. Matthew 24, verse 40, then shall two be in the field, and the one shall be taken, and the other left. Two women shall be grinding at the mill, the one shall be taken, and the other left. Watch therefore, for ye know not what hour your Lord doth come. Yeah, we don't know what hour specifically. What we understand through prophecy, we diligently measuring the time. So we know we're at that time in prophecy with the you know, Revelation 11 and 14, where it tells you that Third World War is kicking off, man. It's been kicking off, but it's getting more increased. I was watching the news this morning. Marco Rubio was saying we had to strike them first because he's trying to keep his base in order. If we didn't strike them, they would have struck us first. That's what's justifying all your gas prices going up 6, 7, some places 11 to 15 cents. That's just in a short amount of time. They said that was a record-breaking increase all in one day. They said when it was the invasion of Crimea, gas prices spiked during that time too. But who knows what the Lord might do today? He might bomb some more radar systems. He might hit more Saudi Arabian oil refineries. He might strike more tankers in the Gulf of Hormuz. Duck said he's gonna guarantee those there's like 20% of the world's oil just sitting there. They're scared to go through the Gulf. Duck said he's gonna bring some Navy through the Gulf, and they're gonna ensure that you get that oil across the Gulf of Hormuz. But the niggas billion-dollar radar system got knocked out just yesterday by a $35,000 drone. So you're telling me your Navy ship can detect that? Come on, man. And they said they can mass produce these drones at a faster rate than he can replenish his munitions. So it don't sound good for him. But he's blowing up. He's fucking the place up. But they still getting them drones off. They're getting those strikes off. Okay, and that's not even talking about Hezbollah that's coming out. The Houthis didn't even get into the battle yet. They're trying to get the Kurds to go into Iran, putting the Kurds boots on the ground over there. Now Turkey don't like the Kurds. So they're telling Turkey to calm down while they sending this ground invasion with the Kurds. Okay, and that's not gonna work for them. That's not gonna work pretty well for them. Because you think these proxy militias got scrapped. Wait until they go into Iran. Who knows what they got set up? They might start hopping out the ground like back in Vietnam. They might just, who knows, man? Ishmael's a wild man, man. He know how to fight. When shit gets fucked up, you think, oh, all these buildings are down. He's still in there. He'll be in there, man. He'll be down to his last bottle of water and eating peanuts, but he still got his gun aiming at you. They don't give a fuck, man. They got 1 million people who volunteered to go to war. You people are gonna have a draft. They volunteering to go to war with y'all. He thought they were gonna uprise and take over their government. That's not what happened. The uprising is gonna come over here in America with your own people. When the gas prices keep going up, food costs keep going up, they're gonna wanna impeach your president. Showing you that this dude he ain't got a lot of time, man. And I ain't talking about Duck, I'm talking about the whole nation of Edom. These prophecies are gonna kick off and then you're fucked. Then civil war. Yeah, you're gonna people gonna start dumping and shooting at each other. More dead bodies in the streets. All of that's gonna escalate. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 43. But know this, that if the good man of the house had known in what watch the thief would come, he would have watched and would have not suffered his house to be broken up. That's right, you would have watched if you knew that which hour the thief was gonna come. That's what you're supposed to do. We know the thief is coming, so we're preparing ourselves spiritually because we know the Lord's on his way. Okay? Your spiritual sense should tell you this is the time to really seek the Lord. Because you would understand there's nothing that's going to protect you in that time. You know, these famines, these government troops he's going to have here to try to keep order, martial law. And I just feel like there's a plague coming around the corner that he's going to unleash soon. You've been talking about it. I don't know something's going to cause everyone to be in an uproar. And he's going to send the plague, man. Ultimately, it's the Lord sending the plague. Then what? You got to be back in your house. You're shutting down all these stores. You got to get everything delivered to you. More jab shots. Who knows? More dead bodies, all of that, man. And we know the only way we can escape all this is if the Lord has mercy upon us, because he's the one bringing it. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, and verse 44. Therefore be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think not, the Son of Man cometh. Yeah, you don't think the Son of Man is coming today. You know, and that's going to carry on until tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day, to the point where it's too late. That's why you seek him now. And then when you start looking at the prophecies, you would understand, okay, the Lord's right around the corner. Everything you're dealing with, all you got to do is survive to see the downfall of your enemy. That's the whole purpose right now, man. You want to be eating better. You know, you want to be putting off you know, all the lust of the flesh. You know, you want to be able to be found worthy in that time. And it starts now. The time is now. The end day's been here since the Lord died. Since the Lord came on the scene, pretty much. But after he died, you have to, you know, he said, with 3 days, I'll raise this up. In Matthew 24, he tells you that he's shortening the days. So that's why all this shit is speeding up. Another thing, Duck said, Spain told the Duck that you couldn't put his troops over there in Spain. And the Duck said in the news that he don't give a fuck. He'll still go over there. What the hell are they gonna do? So that goes to show you how proud he actually is. Let me grab this in the book of Daniel, chapter 7. So he's telling you, yeah, you said your prime minister, I think it was the prime minister of Spain, he was like, listen, man, we don't condone what they did in Iran, and they're not gonna be able to use our military, they can't use Spain as a place to launch. And he's saying, what are they gonna do if I just land my ship over there? So that's showing you Daniel the 7th chapter, Daniel 7 verse 20. And of the 10 horns, which are the European Union, that were in his head, and of the other which came up, and before whom 3 fell. So the other that came up is talking about America, and the other is between 3 fell, or is talking about France, it's talking about Spain, and it's talking about Britain. And that's talking about when the start of this nation here you call America. It was divided into those 3, and in the end, America came up out of that. Hence why it's called America. This is the book of Daniel 7 and 20. It says, and before whom 3 fell. So those 3 fell, and America rose up. Even of that horn that had eyes, that horn is talking about America. And a mouth that spake very great things. And the very great things that he's speaking about is pretty much is blasphemy. You know, claiming to be the children of God. You know, claiming to be Israel, number one. You know, having that Christianity, that bullshit that he teaches still to this day, which isn't the doctrine of the Lord. This God loves everyone bullshit that nigga spews. That's just falsehood. The virgin birth, you know, all this shit that he be doing, man, it's all false. Trying to make America great. He's still speaking great things. That's blasphemy. The Lord said he's going to destroy Babylon. All right? So he's saying the opposite. Oh, I'm gonna make it great again. You ain't making shit great. All right? The book of Daniel, chapter 7. And the mouth that spake very great things, in verse 20, whose look was more stout than his fellows. So his look is more stout than his fellows. So he's more proud than the other European nations. Europe ain't talking like that. Oh, I'll come over there and park if I want to go through America, I'm gonna go just park my shit over there, or I'm gonna take over Greenland. You know, the Europeans ain't talking about that. They want to sit down at the table and discuss, work with each other like allies and shit like that. He don't talk like that. Now I'll go over there and take that shit. What are you going to do if I go over there and do this? You ain't going to do nothing. So that's being more stout. And that's what you're seeing. That's the Lord speaking. Let's grab this in the book of Psalms chapter 10. Because this is what's going on here. Psalms chapter 10. I'll start at the top. In verse number 1, why standest thou afar off, O Lord? Why hidest thou thyself in times of trouble? Yeah, it seems like the Lord's hiding right now, but he's actually revealing himself. Because he's showing you that the prophecies are speaking. But only the elect and the hopeful elect, those of us who believe in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, they're the ones who see what's going on. And they can match it up through the scriptures. The Lord gave him the power to acknowledge his wonderful works. So, and he's working every single day from what I see. He's working harder than anybody I've ever, he don't sleep. He don't get weary. Let me grab this in the book of Isaiah. Chapter, where's that precept? Isaiah 40. Yeah, the Lord don't sleep, man. I think it's Isaiah 43, maybe? Nope. That's 44. Maybe it's 40. Yeah, Isaiah 40. Let me start up a little bit. Isaiah 40. And I'll start, I'm going to start up. Isaiah 40 and 20. He that is impoverished, like he have no oblation, chooseth a tree that will not rot. He seeketh unto him a cunning workman to prepare a graven image that shall not be moved. So he's talking about idolatry. Have ye not known? Have ye not heard? Have it not been told you from the beginning? Have ye not understood from the foundations of the earth? It is he that sitteth upon the circle of the earth, and the inhabitants thereof are as grasshoppers, that stretcheth out the heavens as a curtain, and spreadeth them out as a tent to dwell in. So he stretches out the heavens as a curtain. That's why you have the universe is constantly expanding. That's the Lord doing that. And he's looking at the earth as y'all look just a bunch of grasshoppers to him, man. You ain't nothing. Book of Isaiah chapter 40, verse number 23. That bringeth the princes to nothing. He maketh the judges of the earth as vanity. Yeah, the judges of the earth are you rulers. He can bring them to his vanity means worthlessness. He ain't shit. Book of Isaiah 40, verse 24. Yea, they shall not be planted. Yea, they shall not be sown. Yea, their stock shall not take root in the earth, and he shall also blow upon them, and they shall wither, and the whirlwind shall take them away as stubble. That's right, the whirlwind of destruction. Okay? That's what he's talking about. Book of Isaiah 40, verse 25. To whom then will ye liken me? Or shall I be equal, saith the Holy One? Yeah, who you gonna equal to the Lord? What thing can you equal to him? Isaiah 40, verse 26. Lift up your eyes on high, and behold who have created these things, that bringeth out their hosts by number. He calleth them all by names, by the greatness of his might, for that he is strong in power, not one faileth. That's right, he is strong in power, not one faileth. Okay? He's gonna do all these things. What the fuck you looking at, you damn heathen? Isaiah 40, verse 27. Why sayest thou, O Jacob, and speakest, O Israel? My way is hid from the Lord, and my judgment is passed over from my power. Yeah, my judgment is passed over from my power. He ain't gonna do nothing to me. Isaiah 40, verse 28. Hast thou not known? Hast thou not heard? That the everlasting God, the Lord, Yahweh, the creator of the ends of the earth, fainteth not, neither is weary. There is no searching of his understanding. Yeah, he don't faint. He ain't all tired, man. I've been working too much. Neither is he weary. I'm tired. I've been doing this since everlasting, man. If anyone should be tired, it should be the Lord. Creating the world, giving the blueprint. And he's still working. He's working to destroy this nigga Esau. He had to think of him first. He did all of that. Sometimes thinking can be wearisome, but the Lord ain't like that. Isaiah chapter 40, verse 29, he giveth power to the faint, and to them that have no might, he increaseth strength. So even though he give you the power to go, he's the one who gives power to the might. If you got any form of strength, the Lord gave it to you. Just like Esau. He proud though. He think he got it from himself. Nigga got rashes on his neck and bruises on his hand, and he's still alive. How you think that's happening? The Lord. The Lord's allowing him to live. Book of Isaiah 40, verse 30. Even the youth shall faint and be weary, and the young men shall utterly fall. Yeah, a young man shall faint and be weary. You know, you get a kid, he's young in his youth, he can run around all day and day. But eventually he gonna fall asleep and get tired. Okay, but the Lord, he's the ancient of days, man. Man, he can outlap anybody, man. Ain't nobody messing with the Lord. Isaiah 40, verse 31. But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. That's right. So if the Lord strengthening you, man, and that's ultimately going into spiritual power. We're gonna get to a point where he gonna put that power in us. We're never gonna get tired again. We're gonna be just like the son Yahweh Shai. Okay, so the Lord's working every single day. He don't get tired. So all these judgments that going out, you would think, oh damn, man. Take a break. He's not breaking, man. All right. He's gonna get, and he's laboring to bring us into our rest. He's the husband, the husbandry. He's cultivating the plant. All these things that he's putting his elect through, he's working. He's trying to bring forth that cluster of grapes. All right. Let me grab this in the book of 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter, real quick. He's working every single day. And if you could watch, you would see. 2nd Ezra chapter 9. And in verse number 14. I'll start there. It says, Then answered I and said, I have said before, and now do speak, and will speak it also hereafter, that there be many of them which perish, than of them which shall be saved. Yeah, there be many of them that perish, than of them that shall be saved. So a lot of the people you see, they're not going to make it because they're in gross darkness. Number one, they can't receive the knowledge of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, and they're wicked. When you look at their works, they're going to be destroyed. 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse number 16. Like as a wave is greater than a drop. Yeah, like as a wave is greater than a drop. That wave represents that destruction. How many people? A huge wave. There's a lot of molecules in a wave, man, that you can't even account. But a drop compared to a wave is nothing, man. On the grand scheme of things, there's 8 billion people down here on the earth. He got 144,000 in a large multitude. But when you look at it compared to the world, that's not a lot of people. And they're scattered throughout. I mean, the majority of the salvation is going to be here in America. But then he got Israel scattered abroad too. And he's going to go through the 4 corners of the earth, picking them up. 2nd Ezra 9, and verse 17. And he answered me, saying, like as the field is, so is also the seed. As the flowers be, such are the colors also. Such as the workman is, such also is the work. And as the husbandman is himself, so is his husbandry. So just like what he's bringing about, just like the husband is, so is the husbandry. So a husband would, he's cultivating the plant. How that plant is tended to is a direct result of who is tending the plant. Just like the elect. Your salvation and all of that is ultimately because of the Lord putting you through these adversity, bringing forth that plant that he's looking for, that grape, or the cluster he's looking for. 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 18. And now when I prepared the world, which was not yet made, even for them do dwell in that now live, no man spake against me. Before, when he prepared the world, nobody spoke against him because that was the elect. They were one with the Lord. Everything that he wanted to be done, it was done. There's no disorder up in the heavens. All right, everything's in order. This place is out of order. It's out of order, but it's balanced according to the Lord, because he's still bringing judgment, and he's using all this wickedness to cultivate his elect. 2nd Ezra chapter 9 and verse 19. For then everyone obeyed, but now manners of them which are created in this world that is made are corrupted by a perpetual seed, and by a law which is unsearchable rid themselves. So right now, that perpetual seed is going into that seed that was put into Eve and then into Adam. That's what we're seeing. We're seeing wickedness. It's growing and it formed in the Esau's government system. That's what it is. That little bit of sin has grown into this huge empire that needs to be burnt up. A whole plant, a wheat that is just sucking the living hell out of this place, man. And that's why the Lord's gonna take this place out. But he wants it to grow to its max, to get the full, all wickedness. He's just pulling it all out. We're gonna uproot it. 2nd Ezra 9, verse 20. So I considered the world, and behold, there was peril because of the devices that came into it. So there was peril, okay? Troublesome, peril goes into, when you look it up, troublesome, let me see, some other synonyms. But the devices that came into it, because people are going, they're seeking other things outside of the Lord to bring forth things. You know, they don't want to. They got every excuse not to keep the law. Oh, we got this now. We don't need to do that. Okay, and that always, all that going away from the Lord creates more wickedness. Okay, and plus, you know, the judgments ain't going out, so people are fully set in their minds to do evil. 2nd Esdras chapter 9, verse number 21. And I saw and spared it greatly, and have kept me a grape of the cluster, and a plant of a great people. So that's talking about the elect from the nation of Israel. Okay, and the scattered elect that's in these other nations, you know, who believe in the report, and they're repenting and they're listening and they're building themselves up, and they're seeing the prophecies too. So they're hearing the voice of the Lord. That's how the Lord speaks. He speaks through his servants, the prophets. So he's getting them prepared for this day, and they're going to be built up too, because they're going to know these things are coming, and it's the Lord doing it. But the rest of the world, they're so stuck in Esau's propaganda that whatever he says, they're for it. And this nigga, all he's doing is lying. So they're not operating under truth. So when these things come to pass, you're going to know that a prophet has been among you. 2nd Esdras chapter 9, verse 22. It says, let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain. Yeah, the multitude, they will perish. They perish because they were born in vain. The whole purpose of life is to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. You know, and they're not here to do that. They're here to be wicked as hell and be destroyed. Like it tells you in Ecclesiastes 12, verse 13. The whole duty of man is to fear the Lord and keep his commandments, and they don't do that. All right? And part of his commandments is to watch and pray. And they're not watching. So they don't have they don't have that spiritual integrity. They don't have that faith that the Lord is going to return and redeem them. Because this faith is a token that the Lord is actually dealing with you or not. Now, some people, you know, there's a lot of different doctrines out there that people believe in. But it's not hard for the Lord to just unlock your mind. But not everybody it's not for everybody. Like I said, this is for the elect. You know, some people, you might know a lot of, I seen some dude online, he know a lot about the scriptures. He don't know the name of the Lord. He ain't waking up the elect of Israel. He ain't feeding the sheep. He just talking. That's vanity, man. Now, he's still Israel. He can repent. But if he hasn't heard the report, that's not a good sign, man. You're still calling on the wrong name, and you ain't teaching people the right doctrine. So ultimately, you leading them astray. Now, if the Lord is dealing with him, you know, he will come out of that mess before the evil day. But not everyone's going to come out of it. We know, according to Zechariah, the 13th chapter, that 2/3 shall be cut off and die. 2nd Esdras 9, verse 22. And let my grape be kept, which are the elect, and my plant, for with great labor have I made it perfect. So that's how he's making you perfect. All these devices that came into the earth, he's using all of that to cultivate his plant, which is the elect. And that's what we're seeing. We're seeing the difference between the righteous and the wicked. The wicked are in power and great boldness. I mean, the wicked are in power, and the righteous are in great boldness, I should say. Well, they're being bold with their wickedness too. All right, but they hiding it. That's what wicked people do. They hide their hand. You know, they don't want you to know it's them, even though we know. And that's why they're being exposed. This book of Psalms, chapter 10, verse 2. The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. That's right. The wicked in his pride do persecute the poor. The poor are the Israelites. All right. He persecutes you through his policies. All of his laws reflect around you. It's all about persecuting you. Nigga wants to take your land. He don't want to give you your identity. He wants to take your blessing. Come on, man. And this nigga, and then you look what he's doing with his own people. They're all over in the Middle East. They can't, he didn't even evacuate them. He don't give a fuck about y'all. Hey, that's the spirit. That's the Lord not giving a fuck about y'all. People in Qatar. Qatar's getting bombed. People are in Iran. People are in Mexico. People are mostly the Middle East is what I'm talking about. But there's people in Mexico. There's people down there that couldn't even leave too. talking about they're gonna evacuate these people. And then they're supposed to help Taiwan and shit like that. These people are out of their damn minds. They can't even evacuate regular American people. All you need to do is send in the airport ain't bombed. He won't even send you no resources over there. But in Israel, mad planes were coming out of there. Mad planes, when the day before it got bombed, mad planes were leaving that place. So they knew, now y'all got to get the fuck up out of here. All their diplomats, you know, a lot of the U.S. consulates are being attacked by Iran. So that already goes to show you, man, ain't no safe place down here. Ain't gonna be no safe place over here too. It's the book of Psalms chapter 10, verse 3. For the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, and blesseth the covetous, whom the Lord abhorreth. Yeah, he boasteth of his heart's desire. Yeah, I'm gonna take over all this land. I'm gonna rule the world, because you gotta rule Israel in order to rule the world. That's why they want a global world order, right? Well, you got to take over the Holy Land. You got to get the whole blessing. They got a little piece. And look how much chaos they can do with that little bit of land. Okay, the Lord ain't giving them all of that. He's boasting about his heart's desire. He want to build a new Rapha, New Jerusalem. He want to go and build all these damn Trump towers all over the place. That's not going to work out. That's what Iran's showing you. And they didn't even get into the other missiles they got. They giving you the cheap shit. They hiding deep underground, fucking you up. And then now you want to send the Kurds in there. The Kurds are going to get destroyed. There's already Kurds over there. You ain't gonna you can't fuck with somebody on their homeland. People that are willing to die, man, those are the best soldiers. If you second guessing, should I do this or do that? That's not somebody you want to fight with. That's what it tells you in Deuteronomy, the 20th chapter. Let's go over there real quick. Deuteronomy chapter 20 and verse 1. When thou goest out to battle against thine enemies, and seest horses and chariots and a people more than thou, be not afraid of them, for the Lord thy God is with thee, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. And when it shall be, when ye are come nigh unto the battle, that the priest shall approach and speak unto the people, and shall say unto them, Hear, O Israel, ye approach this day unto the battle against your enemies. Let not your hearts faint, fear not, and do not tremble, neither be ye terrified because of them. For the Lord your God is he that goeth with you to fight for you against your enemies to save you. So the Lord's fighting for the nation of Israel. We don't need a military like that, like the heathen do. But a lot of y'all think y'all do. Israel always, that's why we even started setting up kings and shit like that. We wanted to be like these stupid ass heathens. Okay? We wanted to set up some kings. And that's why y'all still going out and voting and had that wicked ass same damn spirit on you, man. That's the same spirit Israel had back then. But the worst part is now you want the heathen to rule over you. You're supposed to have no heathen nation rule over you. They talking shit about Iran, talking about they fighting and shit and causing. They don't want no fucking heathen ruling over them. They were just burning images of Baal. They know what the fuck's going on over here. They look at you like a demonic, psychopath, bloodthirsty, child-eating, cannibalistic demon. So they looking at it like, now we gotta kill this nigga. We can't negotiate with the devil anymore. We've been trying to do that. Had enough of talking with this nigga, man. Just blow him up. Blow that stupid ass $1 billion radar system they got over there. Send the cheapest drone over there and blow it up. And they get bombed to pieces, but they still executing, bombing refineries. They're bombing all that shit. Then he got Marco. Whenever Marco Rubio's talking, you know that's their best talker. You know it's fucked up. Yeah, just send Marco out there. Let him talk his shit, man. Marco, why'd you do it? Oh, well, you know, we had to strike them before they striked us. Now, if we didn't do that, it would have been a whole different story. You know, you would have been saying, we waited too long. You know, more U.S. casualties would have happened if we didn't do it like that. We had to. Why didn't you talk to Congress, Marco? Oh, well, because we couldn't. The phone line was out. My head hurt. I was using the bathroom. You know, just stupid shit, man. Just stupid shit. Then when you find out all that shit's illegal, And that's what you people want. That's what you people voted for. And people still online gassing this shit up. Oh, this is great. I'm so happy. We need to get rid of this threat to our system. You weren't talking that shit before. Whoever he put online, he put North Korea, Kim Jong-un. Now y'all think y'all talking about North Korea. He ain't talking about this. He want to take South Korea's THAAD system and bring it to the Middle East. Let's see if South Korea is going to do that. If they do that, man, you deserve to get destroyed. You deserve. South Korea will get fucked up by North Korea. They have no chance, man. He might have mercy on them because, you know, that's his own people. But they probably going to get fucked up. You start sending those THAAD systems away, they don't give a fuck. Look what they're doing with their own people. You want to get rid of your THAAD system? Even though that THAAD system ain't going to work. They're allies with Russia, man. They got hypersonic missiles. So you probably should give them your THAAD system. That shit ain't going to help. It's the book of Deuteronomy 20, verse 5. And the officer shall speak unto the people, saying, what man is there that have built a new house and have not dedicated it? Let him go and return to his house, lest he die in the battle and another man dedicate it. So a lot of y'all eating and drinking and giving in a marriage, buying new homes and shit like that. You ain't prepared for war. The Bible tells you go home, man. Go dedicate your house. When everything over here is gonna be destroyed, you gonna have fun with your new home and your wife and all that bullshit. Weak ass niggas out here, man. Your wife's she gonna go take the chip, and you gonna go follow her like a bitch ass nigga, man. That's what the Lord ain't dealing with people like that. You can't be around Israel. He don't want men like that. He want people that's gonna drink their water and bring the water to their mouth, not be in the water like a dog, like when he sent those 300 men. You don't need a large military. He sent a couple of his men that are foolish enough to go out and teach the word, and that's all he really needs. He'll do the rest. He's fighting for us. But you weak, soft-ass Israelites out there, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, just go the fuck home, man. Don't even watch the channel. Don't fucking say nothing on no Israelites channel, man. Don't say nothing. You just watch your ass die. Because we don't need that weak-ass spirit on anybody else. Deuteronomy chapter 20, verse number 6. And what man is he that have planted a vineyard and have not yet eaten of it? Let him also go and return unto his house, lest he die in the battle and another man eat of it. That's right. You got a vineyard. Yeah, go home, man. Go tend to your vineyard. Go drink some wine. All right? Before you die and somebody else eat of it. Because that's where your mindset is at. Oh, man, I didn't even dedicate my house. Oh, my vineyard. Oh, man, I got a nice garden at the crib. That's what a lot of y'all American soldiers are thinking about. Oh, man, I'm going to take this money. I'm going to go and, you know, pay my student loans, and then I'm going to go buy a nice little... Ain't none of that shit going to happen, man. That's a weak-ass mindset to have. That's why the Lord wrote laws on how Israel's supposed to go to war. So these are things you got to pay attention to. But these people, they don't teach you that shit. Pete Hegseth ain't bringing out Deuteronomy 20th chapter, getting you prepared. They got full-blown homosexuals in his military. These people don't know about the Lord at all. All right? Deuteronomy chapter 20, verse 7. And what man is there that have betrothed a wife and have not taken her? Let him go and return into his house, lest he die in the battle and another man take her. That's right. You got a wife you betrothed, you ain't take her yet. You ain't put your rod inside of her. Go home and do that, man, before you die and somebody else do it to her. Deuteronomy 28, and a lot of y'all, that's y'all eating and marrying and giving into marriage. When there's a battle ahead of you. Deuteronomy 20, verse 8. And the officers shall speak further unto the people, and they shall say, excuse me, and they shall say, what man is there that is fearful and faint-hearted? That's what y'all are. Fearful and faint-hearted. Let him go and return unto his house, lest his brethren's heart faint as well as his heart. Yeah, you're going to faint. You're going to make your other brethren faint. So we don't need no weak-ass Israelites coming out here with that weak shit, man. You getting people prepared for a battle. They got to be mentally prepared for what's coming. It tells you in the book of Ecclesiastes, it's the 2nd chapter, you got to prepare your soul, man, your heart, your mind for temptation. It's a spiritual battle first, but it's going to be physical. When you ain't got no water or food to drink, that's physical. And spiritually, you got to be prepared for that. Because you have to put your trust in the Lord. He said he'll feed you. He said he'll give you water to drink. He'll clothe you. He said, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be thirsty. So if you are serving the Lord, then you can expect a reward. He's not going to put his wisdom, knowledge, and understanding in you and have you working and not expect a reward. You got to have your faith. You got to build your faith up. But a lot of these people, they're storing up water and goods. They're trusting that they're going to have that. And that's coming to the elect. The Lord's going to have it where all these things are going to be for his elect. I was watching Full Spectrum Survival. He's like, yeah, this is the time to go grab some water, store it all around in some route or some shit. That's perfect. You might stumble across some shit. You might see a little line sticking out of the ground. You open that up. That's just plenty of water that somebody stored in a random place. You got to keep your eyes open. It's the book of Deuteronomy 20, in verse number 9. And it shall be when the officers have made an end of speaking unto the people that they shall make captains of the armies to lead the people. Yeah, you want captains of the army to lead the people. And that's who the Lord is raising up. Okay, we didn't have this. He took all that away from us. But now he's raising them back up. Men who are of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. That's the house of David. These are not men like the regular men in the world, man. Their spirit goes back a long way. And that's who the Lord raised up, and he had them raised up in this time. Because this is what really matters. Strengthen them up in his word. If they're not strengthening you up in the word, then you're weak. You're not even a man. You're a child. You don't know the words of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. Deuteronomy 20, verse 10. When thou comest nigh unto a city to fight against it, then proclaim peace unto it. And it shall be, if it make thee answer of peace, and open unto thee, then it shall be that all the people that is found therein shall be tributaries unto thee, and they shall serve thee. Yeah, you come to a city. Listen, we about to fuck this place up, and they want peace. Hey, they can become tributary unto you. You ain't even got to go to war with them. And if Deuteronomy 20, verse 12, and if it will make no peace with thee, but will make war against thee, then thou shalt besiege it. So we're going to besiege you. All right, they want war. Surround this place. We're gonna stop all water and everything in it. Okay, and we're gonna force them to either fight or die by famine. Deuteronomy 20, verse 13. And when the Lord thy God have delivered it into thine hands, thou shalt smite every male thereof with the edge of the sword. So you're gonna kill all the men when the Lord delivers it unto you. Anyone that's coming against the nation of Israel. Deuteronomy ain't talking about the whole world. All right, this is instructions for his people when they go to war. It's not for the rest of the heathen, even though they do practice this. The other nations were practicing putting the men to death and all of that. Deuteronomy chapter 20, and where they get that from, they got it from Israel. In verse number 13, and when the Lord thy God have delivered into thine hands, thou shalt smite every male thereof with the edge of the sword, but the women and the little ones and the cattle and all that is in the city, even all the spoil thereof shalt thou take unto thyself, and thou shalt eat the spoil of thine enemies, which the Lord thy God hath given thee. So the women, the cattle, the little ones, which are the children, that's a spoil. All right? You might raise up these kids as slaves. All right? Yeah, you're going to be my servant. And then the women, those who never had sex, you take them to wife. The ones who did, you put them to death. Okay, that's what the Lord's telling you to do. That's law. That's according to the law. Deuteronomy chapter 20 and verse number verse 15. Thus shalt thou do unto all the cities which are very far off from thee, which are not of the cities of these nations, but of the cities of these people, which the Lord thy God doth give thee for an inheritance. Thou shalt save alive nothing that breatheth. Yeah, thou shalt save alive nothing that breatheth, going into the land of Canaan. Okay? Because he was supposed to put the Canaanites to death. All right, but they're still here. Deuteronomy chapter 20, in verse 17, but thou shalt utterly destroy them, namely the Hittites and the Amorites, the Canaanites and the Perizzites, the Hivites and the Jebusites, and the Lord thy God have excuse me, as the Lord thy God hath commanded thee. So that's purging. That's purging nations. And the Lord wanted us to kill those specific nations. Deuteronomy 20, verse 18, that they teach you not to do after all their abominations, which they have done under their gods, so should ye sin against the Lord your God. So we're supposed to kill them because they were wicked. You read Wisdom of Solomon, the 12th chapter, they were doing the same shit Esau is being accused of. Drinking blood and eating human meat. Murdering people. So that's why that nigga gonna be destroyed utterly. Let me grab this. So enjoy that human meat you motherfuckers be eating. Let me grab this in Wisdom of Solomon chapter 12. Lord got something for you damn cannibals that are out there, man. You think they're not everywhere, they're everywhere, man. Cannibalism been going on since the start of this fucking Edomite. Been doing that shit. He ain't never stopped doing that shit. Why would he? That's what he likes to eat. Human meat. That's why he likes pork so much. They said that's the closest thing to human meat. Ecclesiasticus, what am I talking about? Wisdom of Solomon. Wisdom of Solomon. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 12, and verse 1. For thine incorruptible spirit is in all things. Therefore chastenest thou them by little and little that offend, and warnest them by putting them in remembrance wherein they have offended, that leaving their wickedness they have believed on thee, O Lord. For it was thy will to destroy by the hands of our fathers both those old inhabitants of the Holy Land. The old inhabitants of the Holy Land are the Canaanites, the Jebusites, the Horites, the Amorites, the Hamites, whom thou hatest for doing most odious works of witchcrafts and wicked sacrifices, just like Esau Edom. And also those merciless murderers of children and devourers of man's flesh and the feast of blood. That's why they worship Baal. They do the same shit today. With their priests out of the midst of their idolatrous crew, and the parents that killed with their own hands, souls destitute of help, that the land which thou esteemest above all other might receive a worthy colony of God's children, which is, so destroy them so they can receive a worthy colony of God's children. And that's why this place is going to be a sacrifice to the Lord, and then we're going to go back into our land. Let me finish this in Deuteronomy 20. Deuteronomy chapter 20. In verse number 19, when thou shalt besiege a city a long time and making war against it to take it, thou shalt not destroy the trees thereof by forcing an axe against them, for thou mayest eat of them. And thou shalt not cut them down, for the tree of the field is man's life, to employ them in the siege. So there you go. You're not supposed to deforest the place. All right? You got to keep the trees, man. Only the trees which thou knowest that they be not trees for meat. You know, trees for meat meaning like fruit, trees that produce fruit. Thou shalt destroy and cut them down. And thou shalt build bulwarks against the city that maketh war with thee until it be subdued. So you can use the trees that don't produce any fruit to build bulwarks against the walls, because that's what most of the cities had. They had walls to protect them from, you know, from the enemy. And you would have to build bulwarks against it so you could get over it or knock it down. All right? So the Lord got laws on what we're supposed to be doing when we go to war. Let me grab this in the book of Numbers 31. Because it was implemented, Moses implemented the law. When people talk about Moses, Moses was an austere man himself. I always refer to that Egyptian that he put to death for his brothers. The Lord still worked with him. Put those Egyptians, that Egyptian to death and just buried him. And this time you would call that a murder. He got a body, man. Numbers 31. The verse, this is a long chapter. I'm gonna read just the point that I want to get. Numbers 31 in verse number, I think the point's in 7. In verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, avenge the children of Israel of the Midianites. Afterwards shalt thou be gathered unto thy people. And Moses spake unto the people, saying, arm some of yourselves unto the war, and let them go against the Midianites and avenge the Lord of Midian. of every tribe 1,000 throughout all the tribes of Israel shall ye send to the war. So there were delivered out of the thousands of Israel 1,000 of every tribe, 12,000 armed for war. So there you go. 12,000 armed for war. 1,000 men out of each of the 12 tribes of Israel. And Moses sent them to the war. Numbers 31 verse 6. 1,000 of every tribe. This is a captain. This is King David. Through the Spirit. Them and Phinehas, the son of Eleazar the priest, to the war with the holy instruments and the trumpets to blow in his hand. So he was blowing the trumpet. With different trumpets. You read Numbers the 10th chapter. Some for ceremony, some for war. It's like we're doing now. We're blowing the trumpet because it's war. It's wartime. All right, this is the time to go to war. Numbers 31 and verse 7. And they warred against the Midianites, and the Lord commanded Moses, and they slew all the males. So he slew all the males. So he commanded Moses, and they slew all the males. So the Lord told Moses to do it, and he did. Numbers 31 verse 8. And they slew the kings of Midian, beside the rest of them that were slain, namely Evi and Rechem and Zur and Hur and Areba, 5 kings of Midian. Balaam also, the son of Beor, they slew with the sword. So that's Balaam. Balaam got slew in that battle with Midian. Balaam was the one who tried to put curses with Balak, Moabite, so-called Chinese man, putting curses on the nation of Israel. He got put to death later, didn't he? That's what he gets. Numbers 31 and verse number 9. And the children of Israel took all the women of Midian captives and their little ones, and took the spoil of all their cattle and all their flocks and all their goods. And that's what we're going to do to Esau. Okay, you're going to die and you're going to have your women. It tells you in the book of, what's that? The widow shall not weep. I forgot where that's at. I think it's in the book of Job. Your woman ain't going to weep over you. That's a sign. That's the curses, man. You see how the black woman acts towards so-called black men with all disdain and disrespect? That's how your woman's going to be towards you. She's going to be looking at you like, what the fuck? Get the fuck away from me. Fuck you. You low life. You piece of shit. Get away from me. I need a real man. I need an Israelite man. That's what she's going to say. And when you're dead, we can if she look good, hey, we can take her. We can take her if you're dead. We ain't gonna be committing any adultery like y'all. This is the book of Numbers 31 and verse number 9. And the children of Israel took all the women of Midian captives and their little ones, and took the spoil of all their cattle and all their flocks and all their goods. And they burnt all the cities wherein they dwelt, and all their goodly castles with fire. That's right, burned it all down. Talking about the Midianites. It says, Numbers 31 and verse number 11, and they took all the spoil and all the prey, both of men and of beasts. And they brought the captives and the prey and the spoil unto Moses and Eleazar the priest, unto the congregation of the children of Israel, unto the camp at the plains of Moab, which are by Jordan, near Jericho. And Moses and Eleazar the priest and all the princes of the congregation went forth to meet them without the camp. And Moses was wroth with the officers of the host, with the captains over thousands and the captains over hundreds, which came from the battle. And Moses said unto them, have ye saved all the women alive? Behold, these caused the children of Israel through the counsel of Balaam to commit trespass against the Lord in the matter of Peor, and there was a plague among the congregation of the Lord. So he's saying you saved all the women alive because the reason why he was mad is because Balaam sent these women to go and to make us pretty much, they were harlots. We would have sex with them to another god. Okay, so the women would that's how they made us to go off, through the women. So Moses was wroth about that. Numbers 31 verse 16. Behold, these caused the children of Israel through the counsel of Balaam to commit trespass against the Lord Yahweh in the matter of Peor, which is the god Baal Peor. And there was a plague among the congregation of the Lord. Numbers 31 verse 17. Now therefore kill every male among the little ones, and kill every woman that have known man by lying with him. So and every kill all the males of all the little ones, among the little ones. So even though, hey, he said kill all the males among the little ones. So this is Moses, man. All right, the men of the Lord, man. This is not what the Christian church is telling you, man. All this love you shit. Moses would have been looking at you, modern day Christian, like, what the fuck? You kill this nigga, man. Nigga's drunk. Who are you? Where you from? I'm a Christian. Oh, okay. Kill him. He gotta go. He's out of his damn mind. Numbers 31, verse 18. But all the women children that have not known a man by lying with him, keep alive for yourselves. That's right. So there you go. So if the Lord told you to do something, you'd be a sinner not to listen to him. So this is what I mean. These people don't know who the Lord is, but yet they pick up the Bible. Esau's the same way. That's why he don't know the house of David ain't fucking around with this nigga, man. The house of David, they're going to obey the Lord. He tells you in Ecclesiastes, the 38th chapter, there's spirits that are created for vengeance, which lay on sore strokes. And then in the time of their, I'm roughly paraphrasing, are they calling, they won't transgress, roughly paraphrasing. They're not going to transgress the Lord's commandments. And that's why the Lord raised up men like Moses, because he knew through the Spirit that he wasn't going to transgress his law. Numbers 31 in verse, who's King David, through the Spirit in the reincarnation. Numbers 31 in verse number verse 19. And do ye abide without the camp 7 days, whosoever have killed any person, and whosoever have touched any slain, purify both yourselves and your captives on the 3rd day and on the 7th day. And purify all your raiment and all that is made of skins and all work of goats, hair, and all things made of wood. And Eleazar the priest said unto the men of war, which went to the battle, this is the ordinance of the law which the Lord commanded Moses. Only the gold and the silver, the brass, the iron, and the tin, and the lead, everything that may abide the fire, ye shall make it go through the fire, and it shall be clean. Nevertheless, it shall be purified with water of separation, and all that abideth not the fire, ye shall make go through the water. So you had to purify even the spoil that you received. But the point of the matter is, the men of the Lord, when it came to battle, man, they had, first of all, you got to know the Lord is the one giving you the battle. Number two, war isn't like what you think, man. The men of the Lord are not what you think. If you don't read the scriptures, then you won't know what type of men the Lord's raising up in these last days. These are the same spirits back then. That's what the house of David is, man. And there's plenty of wars that they went through, and they always follow the law. The Maccabean period, they follow the law. King David, he followed the law. Same thing. Book of Psalms, chapter 10, verse 4. The wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after God. God is not in all his thoughts. Yeah, that's right. The wicked, they're not thinking about the Lord and what he's going to do. They're fully, when you know the prophecies, you see that they're just walking into a trap. The Lord got him in a snare, and there's nothing he could do about it, because he's not operating under the wisdom and knowledge of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. He's an actual fool. Okay? And that's what the Lord's showing you, that the wisdom of this world is foolishness with the Most High. The Lord's giving the heathen simpler ways of destroying their enemy, someone that's way more mightier and powerful than him. And look at Israel. Israel is not even as mighty as the heathen are. They're real low, and he's going to confound them with his people Israel. Especially when all these things are kicking off, and the wars and the famines and the pestilence and the plagues. Then next thing you know, you're going to have men with spiritual power. That's going to really throw you people off, man. All right? Then you're going to say, oh, shit, man. That's going to change the whole way you're thinking. You thought you needed guns. Dude ain't got not one bullet. He ain't fired not one gun. All the Lord had to do was put the Spirit on him. That's it. And he's taking out a whole troop. One man of the Lord, man. Elijah took a whole military and brought them down to to Samaria. He could have destroyed it. He blinded them. They were looking for him. He's like, yeah, I know where Elijah is. Come, follow me. And then the king was like, should we slay them now? He's like, nah. We're going to feed them and send them back. He said we're going to feed them. I think it was a Syrian army, man. That's a whole army, man. And I believe that was either Elijah or Elisha. Sometimes I get those two wrong. I believe it was probably Elisha. But sometimes I get them mixed up. Brought him to Samaria, man. I think it was Elijah. Psalm chapter 10 and verse number 5. His ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. That's what he's doing now. Puffing at his enemies. He was saying, oh, look at how I'm bombing all this. They can't do nothing. This should be done within 4 to 5 weeks. You know, that's puffing at your enemy, man. But in all actuality, you said 4 to 5 weeks because you're running out of munitions. He's attacking you. He knows this all that bullshit. They expected that. You're gonna hit them hard. You're gonna blow up everything. They didn't even go in. They attacked some military bases, but they're going economically. Okay, I'm gonna start hitting these vessels. But what they really want to do is get the American people fucked up out here. That will get you from the inside out. That's why they're not really worried about going toe-to-toe with the duck. They can't go toe-to-toe with him. But y'all look at all this mass destruction, buildings blowing up. That's what you look at and think, oh, okay, we winning. Look at how he demolished this building. You see stores closed, you think they're done, they're not. All right? That's why they're gonna hit you economically. Let's see what the gas prices are tomorrow. Today, over here, I'm at $3.19. Who knows? The longer this shit continues, more and more the gas prices are gonna go up. The cost of your goods, the cost of your foods are gonna go up. You gotta be prepared for all of that. Psalm chapter 10, verse 6, he has said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. So he got the mindset that he ain't never gonna lose. He got too much, can't no one take him out. Bring me to court for the tariffs, I put even more tariffs. So he's fully given, no one can stop him. He shall not be in adversity. Ain't no one gonna do anything to me. The whole nations are mad, the whole world is getting angry, his own country. He don't give a fuck. He gonna keep going. He gonna bring you to the edge of no return. And that's good. That's good because Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. All right? So when this place gets destroyed, Israel is going to be next to rule. And I'm going to end it there. Lord's will, this was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachak Wadash. Shalom, Abad Babal, and Kwame Yasharala.